With the white pieces, Pentala Harikrishna started the game with knight to f3, ready opening, d5 by Max Warmerdam, and g3, c5, bishop to g2, knight to c6, and we are in the King's Indian attack French variation, d4, knight to f6, castle, e6, c4, and pawn captures pawn, and we are in the Catalan. And after pawn captures, pawn captures the pawn on c5, queen captures on d1, rook captures on d1, bishop captures on c5, and knight bd2. And here black made a mistake by playing the move pawn to b5. The better move was to play c3, pawn captures, and leave white with two isolated pawns. But in the game black went b5. And here white played pawn to a4. The best move was to play knight to e5, knight captures on e5, bishop captures on a8, and white is better in this position. After the move pawn to a4, black responds with bishop a6, and now knight to e5 doesn't work because after knight captures, bishop captures on a8, black has this b4 and the control over the b3 square is gone. So after the move bishop to a6, white played knight to g5, knight to d5 cutting off the diagonal, knight de4, bishop to b4, and knight captures on f7 sacrificing the knight, king captures and knight to g5, king to f6, and knight sacrifice, knight captures on e6. If king captures, then you have bishop captures on d5 check, king to e6, bishop f4 check, king to c5, bishop e3 check, king goes to d6, and here comes a captures on b5, bishop captures on c4 check, the bishop is gone and white is completely winning in this position. After knight captures on e6, black went knight c e7. The better move is to play knight d e7, and the follow on goes like knight c7, rook to d8, rook captures on d8, rook captures on d8, and knight captures on a6, and both of them are doing equally fine. After the move knight c e7, white played pawn captures pawn. The better move is to draw back the knight, but in the game pawn captures pawn, bishop to b7, and knight to d4, king f7, rook to a4, pawn to c3, and here if pawn takes pawn, then knight takes, rook takes bishop, bishop takes bishop, rook to e1, and bishop drops back, and black is doing completely fine in this position with an advantage. So white goes rook to d3, a5, pawn captures pawn, bishop captures the pawn. It is slightly a missed move because rook ac8 is a better one. After like bishop to d2, bishop captures pawn, rook to f3 check, king to g6, knight c6 cutting off the file, and here comes bishop captures, rook to g4, king to h5, rook g5 check, king h6, and gobbling up the bishop, and both of them as equal chances in the game. After the move bishop into c3, rook f3 by white, missing an opportunity. The better move is to play knight c6, opening up the rank for rook, bishop captures, pawn captures, knight to b6, and here comes rook f4 check, bishop drops back to f6, and bishop to e3, and white is completely better in this position. After the move rook f3 check, black goes king to g6, a big mistake. This allows white to play knight c6 securing an outpost, and here comes bishop to f8 by black, hoping that king will be sheltered on f7 and perhaps go to e8 or g8. But here comes the brilliant move by Harikrishna, that is knight to e5 check, and here black resigned. If a move like bishop captures, then you have rook g4 check and king to h5, rook g5 check, king to h6, and gobble the bishop, and this is completely winning for white.